of beauty was the cause of that effect.
Oh, forgive your mother, forgive your wicked mother, forgive your mother, who's so unhappy.
Is Juliet allowed to think like that? Of course she thinks like that. She's 14.
Yeah.
Follow your spirits and upon this charge cry, God for Harry, England and St. George!
The reason why the 7 stars are no more than 7's a pretty reason.
Because they're not 8.
Yes, indeed. That would make a good fool.
To take it again, perforce. Monster ingratitude!
If you were my full uncle, I'd have thee beaten for being old before thy time.
How's that?
I should not have been old till thou hadst been wise.
Oh, let me not be mad. Not mad. Sweet heaven, keep me in temper. I would not be mad.
Callum, don't look at me like that. What would you like me to say? I said I'm sorry.
I know.
It's just a word.
Just a word.
Sticks and stones, Callum, it's one word, that's all.
If you'd slapped me, or kicked me, or punched me, or even stabbed me, it would have stopped hurting sooner or later. I will never forget what you called me, Seffi, never. And not if I live to be 500.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean you. I was trying to help.
Seffi.
Please, I'm sorry.
You're dead! You're dead! I'm sorry. I can't save you. I can't bring you back. You're all dead.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
It appears not in this confession. There's not one wise man among 20 that will praise himself.
An old instance, Beatrice, that lived in the time of good neighbour. If a man do not erect in this age his own tomb ere he dies, he shall live no longer in monument than the bell rings and the widow weeps.
And how long is that, think you?
Question, why an hour in clamour and a quarter in room, therefore is it most expedient for the wise, if Don Worm his conscience find no impediment to the contrary, to be the trumpet of his own virtues, as I am to myself. So much for praising myself, who I myself will bear witness, is praiseworthy.
Let me have some patient leisure to excuse myself.
Fouler than heart can think thee. Thou canst make no excuse current but to hang thyself.
By such despair I should accuse myself.
And by despairing shalt thou stand excused, for doing worthy vengeance on thyself, that didst unworthy slaughter upon others.
Say that I slew them not.
Then say they were not slain, but dead they are.
We started approaching Act 1, Scene 2 with Lady Anne, which is a very famous scene, you know, it's a very famous scene. And it has this extraordinary kind of turn, you know, where he convinces a woman whose husband he killed to marry him.
Why dost thou spit at me?
Would it were mortal poison for thy sake.
Never came poison from so sweet a place.
Never hung poison on a fouler toad.
On the whole, the person playing Richard generally goes for the comedy angle on it. And that always leaves me slightly cold. Approach it absolutely as if he is absolutely in love with her. As if he did kill her husband in order that she might marry him, because his love for her is so strong. Be prepared to kill yourself. You know, really be prepared to kill yourself. Be prepared to let her kill you.
Lo, here I lend thee this sharp-pointed sword, which if thou please to hide in this true breast, and the soul forth that adoreth thee. I lay it naked to the deadly stroke, and humbly beg the death upon my knee. Nay, do not pause. 'Twas I that killed King Henry.
Mother green of harsh and mild, blind fell meek and turn beach wild, all good bound and reconciled, fill this belly now with child.
Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. But how is it this lives in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark, backward and abysm of time? If thou rememberest aught ere thou camest here, how thou camest here, thou mayest...
But that I do not.
12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since. Thy father was the Duke of Milan and the Prince of Power.
Sir, are not you my father?
You take pleasure in saying horrible things to me, don't you? I respect that man. I must ask you not to say disgusting things like that about him in front of me.
And I don't respect him. You're also asking me to think of him as a genius too, but I'm sorry, I can't lie about it. His books make me sick.
Jealousy, it's all that's left for those without a scrap of talent, but full of themselves, except to put down those people who really can do it. Admit it. It's your only consolation.
Talent? I'm more talented than the lot of you if it comes to that. You and your toe-the-line friends, you've grabbed all the seats of power in art, and you think there's a law that says art is only really art. If you do it yourselves and everything else you stamp out or suffocate, I despise you! And I don't accept your leadership or his.
Oh, the decadent.
Go back to your precious theatre. And go on acting in those pathetic little plays, devoid of all originality.
In my entire career, I have never acted in such a play. Go away! You don't even have enough talent to write for a vaudeville show. Admit it, you're nothing but a tradesman from Kiev.
Have you ever played badminton?
Yeah.
Yeah? So tennis, you hit the ball quite hard and it gets very direct. But this is a gentler conversation. They use 2 words, forget and remember. And just send... She sends you... Who uses forget first? It's Juliet, isn't it?
I have forgot why I did.
So send that word forgot like a badminton shuttlecock, and then you take it and then they play badminton with the words forget and remember.
I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
Remembering? That's another one.
I've got 2 coming.
Okay.
Go again from the top. I have forgot.
I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this.
Lovely.
I'm sorry, we'll have to take that Tintin in.
Take him in hand.
Hand him to the undertakers, to be precise.
Take his sorry underpants.
They're going to take your underpants.
He's delirious, Starkey. Altitude sickness.
Yodeler.
Capitano, cara mia.
Great bearded clams.
Oh, Capitano, let me clasp you to my bosom.
Oh, no clasping. No bosoms, please.
Captain.
Oh, no bosoms, no.
What?
Oh, blistering blue barnacles.
Bid him prepare, or I will cut his throat.
Que dit-il, monsieur? Il me commande, écoutez, que vous faites vous prête. Car ce soldat ici est disposé, tout à cette de couper votre gorge.
Ah oui, coupe la gorge, première fois.
Present.
Unless thou give me crowns, brave crowns, or mangled shalt thou be by this, my sword.
Je vous supplie pour l'amour de Dieu, me pardonnez. Je suis le gentilhomme de bonne maison. Gardez ma vie et je vous donnerai 200 écus.
What are his words? He prays you to save his life. He's a gentleman of a good house, and for his ransom, he'll give you 200 crowns.
Tell him, my fury shall abate, and I the crowns will take.